As said on Twitter, I'm going to use this opportunity to show that I can still be unbiased with my reviews, even though I have an awesome mouse coming out through Xtrify. Mouse reviews are basically a science now. We know how to interpret most shapes, sensors are seemingly flawless, cables are soft and flexible, and the mice are getting lighter and lighter. So things have been established to the point where I can just stick to the formula. And you wouldn't even know I have one of the best mice coming out, if not the best. It should be easy for you to call me out on any bias, even though by nature I am a very subtle person. So with all that in mind, let's get into the review of the G-Wolves mice. But first, a few words for today's video sponsor. Are you tired of the same old shapes? Bored of seeing clones? Just want to try something new? Introducing the Xtrify MZ1, Zeiss Rail, the first truly unique shape since 1964. 360 no-scope your opponents like never before, and top the charts with dazzling flicks and aimbot-like tracking. Don't just use any mouse to rail, use Zeiss Rail. Available soon-ish. Okay, now back to these mice from Zowie and Logitech. I mean G-Wolves. At first I thought they were well built, with only some slight rattling, and when I pressed on the sides, they didn't creak or crack much. But then I put them in a vise, and they all started to flex really badly. Some even started to come apart, which is a shame, but something they could improve upon. Thankfully, they're well protected in their packaging, with plenty of plastic to help choke out marine life on the outer box, and then even more inside. And then even some on the mouse feet. Seriously, with this much plastic? I'm guessing they have something against sea turtles. Maybe jealous because sea turtles have original shells. Then once you're done adding to the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, you can get the cable out, which is detachable on the Hati S. And underneath you'll find even more plastic, and a nice spare flexible cable. Which is great because when the original cable fails, you can just replace it with this one. But then when that one fails, you can just buy another G-Wolves mouse, and use the spare cable from there. They include extra switches too. But if you're one of those wannabe elite guys that lower the debounce to 4 milliseconds in software, and the original switches start to double click, you can put these extra switches on the desk, just to remind yourself how much effort it would be to actually replace them. And that way you'll just shut up and deal with the double clicking. Hey, do you guys like grip tape? There's grip tape with the Hati S. I personally didn't find it enough, so I added extra tape, and now my grip has never been better. I think my grip issue is to do with the shape of the Hati S. See, what they've done is, they got the G Pro Wireless shell, slightly improved the shape to make the Hati M, and then used the power of math to shape something meant for the human hand. I don't know about you guys, but my hands love math, so I'm totally okay with this. But basically they kept the height at about 4 centimeters, but they knew they wanted a smaller mouse, so they reduced the grip width to about 5.4 centimeters, and then they made it about 11 centimeters long. So if you get this mouse and something feels slightly odd, it's because they didn't just scale it down. They actually made a scooched up G Pro Wireless. Full points for originality. It's technically a new shape. The best kind of new shape. They did the same with the Skoll and the smaller Skoll, except it was using the Zowie EC shape. Here they are next to their mother mice, so you get an idea of the size. I ranked the wireless version lower than the Hati S because there appears to be a weight imbalance on it, and a few other issues. But I do have to say, this is a pre-production sample of the wireless. Final product may not be as shown. But one of the biggest problems with gamers is we're so limited in our movement. We pretty much just have to sit in front of our computers. G-Wolves thought hard about this, and realized they could extend the range of the wireless mouse, with this mobile phone tower, adapted for the mouse. I decided to check the range of it to see how far we could go and still play games. Obviously, we're going to need a wireless keyboard with the same range. However, you can think of this as future-proofing your mouse. Okay, so first right at the computer, all working well. Now a few meters back sitting on my couch, all good. Then at the edge of the lounge room, still all good. And even in the next room, it's still working. In fact, the range is so good, you can go enjoy a nice swim at the pool and you won't even need to stop playing. Pretty impressive. But being out here made me want to take a proper break from inside. I think we all need to get away from time to time, you know? Just go into the mountains, get really far away from everything. Unwind, relax, just be out in nature. I'm definitely one of those people that just gets too hyped up. I actually need to force myself to take a break and just chill. Just be out in nature, be one with my environment. It's so beautiful out here, so peaceful, Sometimes it's just nice listening to the waterfalls. There's something really magical about being so far from home, like I'm on top of the world. Unfortunately, this is where the signals seem to be a bit weak. As said though, it is a pre-production sample. That means they could still increase the range on the final copy, and I hope they do. I think if they included its own satellite in the box, that could solve the range issues. And as the sun sets on another mouse review, we can be thankful that we have so many good mice on the market now, and these are some of them. Despite a few little flaws here and there, they're actually pretty solid with top tier specs, and I rank them highly for that reason. As a mouse reviewer, it brings me so much joy seeing the best shapes reused, but I know as consumers, all you really care about is trying new stuff. And that's why we need new shapes, with top features like low weight, even nicer flexible cable, top sensors, all that, which you will find on the Xtrfy MZ1. And with a brand new shape. I wouldn't go as far as calling the MZ1 the hero we need and deserve, but I won't not call it that either. Anyway, they're great mice if they're what you're after. Hope that helps. This video is actually brought to you by the Asus GeForce RTX 3070 Dual. I mean it wasn't, but for legal reasons I thought I'd better throw them under the bus. Just in case, you know? It's a great card, solid performance, nice looking, and I've actually seen it in stock a few times. Unlike certain other cards. Pretty much all of them. So thanks for watching. Usual descriptions in the links if you want to support what I help do. Share the like, subscribe this catch, and I'll video you in the next.